morning? Can you hear me okay in the back? No? Okay. Then I apologize if I'm shouting at any point during this. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful to be here today. I do know many of you, and I regret it's been too long since we've crossed paths. But whether you know it or not, you have been in my heart and in my ethos, my life, in the meantime, because this is the family that raised me. It's an honor to speak to you today, on not just my own sake, but on behalf of my mother, Susan, my sister, Davis, her husband, Daniel, and their two utterly delightful A-plus daughters, Emma and Catherine. Above all, please hear this. We wanted to thank you, all of you, for your patience. We understand that it has not always been easy. Davis and I grew up in churches of this presbytery. First, South Highland Presbyterian, where I was baptized. Later, Edgewood and Avondale. And then, our dear Southminster Presbyterian. Really the place where she and I developed as Christians. One aspect that has always struck with me at each of these churches has been the consistent, warm embrace and welcome of the congregation. And I don't think that's a coincidence. The bodies of our churches are shaped by the people that we choose to lead them. I remain proud of who we have chosen to lead our churches over the years. You know my father as Richard Brooks, pastor at Oakmont Presbyterian, the most recent of the 8 congregations he has tended. But I'd ask you to go back further. We are, after all, the proud church of generations and centuries. We helped found this country. We formed Princeton. We've done lots of good things. And along the way, we have inherited a strong and proud faith. That tradition is grounded. In fact, I would say it was grown from the toil and the labors of those who have come before us. My father was born in the First Presbyterian Church in Sheffield, Alabama. His parents instilled in him early a strong work ethic, where he began making a living for himself and providing for himself at the age of 10. Whether working as a short-order cook, cleaning floors, a deckhand on a riverboat, or a roofer in Miami, my father has learned the importance throughout life of work and self-reliance. In his early years, he roamed and traveled, was an atheist, then an agnostic, and through crisis of faith in his 20s, he did, though, find not just his faith again, but his profession. My father struggled with a learning disability in childhood. Grades did not come easily for him. But he persisted, and after enlisting in the military, he was the first in his family to graduate from college, and the first to get a master's degree. And in the true spirit of higher education, he took away not just knowledge, but philosophy, the love of knowledge and its responsibility. Many of you have heard his sermons, and those of you who have can detect the autodidact. He likes to sprinkle what he has to say with a bit of Socrates, a bit of Calvin, a bit of Ben Franklin, of Bonhoeffer. And in proper Presbyterian fashion, he has always sought out to inform our faith journey with the scholarly. I respect that the churches my father tended didn't just grow in numbers or in activity, but that throughout he spoke to those churches of our common bond, the common bond of our Abrahamic religions, our common bond in inerrancy and infallibility, and that he spoke of the need for civility and tolerance in our discourse. He took from his studies a business acumen that would not only found a successful company, but would not only provide for the family, but also come to bear within the presbytery. Especially his work with real estate and finance at the congregational level, but also at times of the presbytery, has worked to serve our interests. His efforts with the Board of Trustees and the finances of the presbytery, I believe, have served us well. This same embrace of the pragmatic that led him to create a ahead-of-its-time computerized company in the early 90s helped inspire me when he inspired me to go work for Howard Dean and Barack Obama and the digital efforts of the current administration. My work every day is still guided by his example of pragmatic service to others. I came home earlier this week to help my parents move to Huntsville, where they are moving just this week to be closer to my sister and her beautiful family. I'm very happy for them. But one of the things we found in cleaning out the house I came across was bulletins from 1982 at South Highland, the combined bound bulletins. And sure enough, in early November, there is an announcement in the bulletin. Congratulations to Reverend and Mrs. Richard Brooks on the birth of their son, Gray. Our faith tradition is strong and developed, but it has been built by the men and women who have served us, not just now, but over the years. The last service of 1982, the sermon is by my father, was entitled, "What is Required of You and Me in 1983?" That mandate of community activity led Dad and the other young ministers in the 1980s to start Presbyterian committees on social justice, women's issues, hunger action, and peacemaking. Their efforts echo through the years, even today, with 2 cents a meal, congregational peacemaking pledges, hunger action enablers, and jobless support groups. We have all walked the roads paved by those who have come before us, and we should be grateful. These people have worked hard to make a difference and improve the world, and it's all too easy for us to forget today how much they have done yesterday to make possible what we do now. But today, at least, I hope we can try. My father began earning his keep 55 years ago. 35 years ago, he began at his first church in Cairo, Georgia. Soon thereafter, he became a part of this presbytery. We have made him, and he made us. Biased though I am, I believe we are the better for that. I offer these reflections to you today and appreciate your time. Thank you.